still mulling it over. You know what I mean? I feel like that right there is three examples of exactly what that is with us. You know, as people. You know, being the ship. No, being the captain of the ship. You know what I mean? And the tides being life. No, Azula being life. Y'all, it was so hard the first time I made it, like an hour ago. But you know what I mean. And life is basically like the tides. and nah, Azula's life, and the tides are just like the tides of life. It's not gonna change with that mold right there. And basically, all that is to say, like, no matter what life can throw at you, you know what I mean. Like, good times, bad times, what is expected, what is not expected, what can happen good for you, what can happen bad for you. You know, you're the captain of what's going on. Like, if you decide, like, oh, nah, this right here, so I'm gonna turn back, you turn the other way, now you see something even worse. And now you see something that if you passed whatever you tried to avoid, if you had passed that right there, you know what I mean, you was going to roll into something that's gonna be like good for you, man. Like, you know what I mean? Something that have been like real helpful for you, but you already turned, you gave up, and you didn't know that that was there. So I think the key is just life is, man, just like navigating, deciding what you want to do, and don't let outside, circumstances and situations just like stop you from what you're trying to do, man. So I'm gonna help people with that for sure, for sure. In this video right here, I didn't even know I looked up, man. That's 5 minutes. I got like two more tenets to talk about, man. Like, that goes to show you, man. If that thing recorded, bro, that C would have been legendary, bro. Like, but it didn't go through, and that's fine. Tenet number two is going to be basically how to. Um, y'all give me a second. I had to think a little bit, man. Oh man, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me do a little. Right there, man. You know what I mean? I think I had it as three was. Um, Three was, and I'm gonna skip numbers as well. I guess I'm gonna just skip the numbers. So three was having to deal with being relatable in every situation and circumstance. You know what I mean? So it's like, and the parallel I drew was just like, you can have like different phases if you play like RPGs or something like that. You know what I mean? There's like, you got like a master, you got apprentice, I guess squire or something like that. Like, I don't know the terms for it, but basically the same thing. So it's like at whatever point in time, like, you got to be like a master of a lot of things. You got to have your hand in a lot of, in a lot of things. You know what I mean? You got to be able to relate in a lot of ways to different situations because as, as this economy is going on, you know what I mean? As people getting laid off, man. Like I said on my ABF episode 3, I was like, man, they laying, man. They laying. They laying. These companies laying. The only ones they keeping in there are the people that, for whatever reason, it's like they really support their movement because they got a lot on their shoulders. That they just like them as a person. They like the type of person they are, and often, more often than not, it's going to be the people that they don't want in the companies. You know what I mean? Or good like stand up people. You know what I mean? Like good people. You got to be bad to be in it. Now you're playing, but it's like, nah, man. Like I'm gonna teach y'all how to. You know what I mean? Relate in a lot of different situations. I think I said, or not. I think I said something for sure. The Bears. I'm rocking with the Bears. I'm rocking with football now again, man. Finally, like, sheesh. And man, just like the Premier League is something I'm in for sure. Premier League is something I'm in for sure, and the Premier League is out in like England. You know what I mean? And just imagine like there's England, there's Switzerland, there's Germany, there's France, Spain. You know what I mean? It's a lot of countries. Africa, you know what I mean? Like, Nigeria, obviously, Cameroon, you know what I mean? Kenya, you know what I mean? Like Ghana, you know what I mean? Tanzania, you know what I mean? All them places, Ethiopia, man, like all kind of shapes, flavors, size, you know what I mean? But ain't that though? I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things, like, aside from America, man, like, there's a lot of things to know to be able to move effectively and just like be and like live and like exist and confidently and well off enough, you know what I mean, and just like any type of environment, man. And I feel like a lot of people, whether it's just like the age, whether it's like social media, it's like like dating apps, you only focus on like what's right in front of you. It's not like it's not popular to be like, oh, let me delve into something because it might be like, oh, I don't know, that's dangerous. Like that illusion of safety, you know what I mean? There's an illusion of safety to not even be involved or not even think about certain things, and therefore those things don't exist. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine, man? Like if I was, if growing up the way that I did, like I'm not an only child, but basically I grew up, alone, basically. You know what I mean? Parents was at work all the time. My last sibling who's closest to me in age, like I have siblings and stuff like that. Basically, all my siblings are half siblings, man. I don't know if I'm saying too much, but you know what I mean? Like, I basically grew up alone and I had to figure it all out myself. So if I just decided, well, if I don't know how such and such works, that doesn't exist or it's not safe, let me stay away from it. You know what I mean? I'd be cooked. And I want to help y'all, you know what I mean? I want to help y'all uncook yourselves, you know what I mean? Like, what's Sue gonna do? What's Sue gonna do? That Fuga arrow, bro. That arrow been thrown at some of y'all, man. I want to get y'all about that arrow's direction and put y'all in some things that arrow would never touch you, man. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna help y'all in that regard too. So that's 2 tenets right there. 3, we'll have to, and I'm 10 minutes in, so it's like 5 minutes on each of these topics, man. And I'm not rambling, but it's like when I have made it, man, I hate complaining. Y'all know that. But it's like, man, it was hard the first time, man. Like that video would have touched people's lives, man, in a good way. You know what I'm saying? But like, second tenet though, I have something like how to be very confident in what you're talking about and like discussing in such a way that whatever audience, whatever room, environment, situation you're in, you're always going to have the utmost confidence in yourself and what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? I'm not reading nothing either. That's just like from memory. It's off the dome. I told you, when you high off life, man, you could do anything. You know what I mean? You could do all kind of things. You know what I mean? Through him who strengthens me. You know what I mean? I made this video the second time. The third one's the one that didn't go through, but the second time I made it, it was more like it was a SSDC because I was talking about one of the disciples as well. More SSDCs on the way, more leafs on the way, more demons on the way, more light packs on the way, man. But I definitely got to lock in. So this is me on a tangent a little bit. And this is 2. This is Tenet 2. I skipped 2 and went to 3. This is 2 though. So I feel like it's important to lock into certain topics for sure, because like if I'm going to say something like, if I want to help, people do whatever, people can be helped by a lot of folks. They can be helped by their family. They can be helped by people who they think is helping them, but is destroying them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into that though. And not in this video though, not in this video at least, and for me to portray like a better message, more that's like more solid, more like secure for people to actually want to listen to it. It's like I gotta lock in, man. Like I gotta stop that randomness thing. It's like I feel the randomness is appropriate because that goes into the Tenet 3. I can relate to so many different things. It's like not like master of all of them, but if I were to put like a grade or something like that in there, like a B plus in all of them, at least 88s across the board. 88s, man. I'm passing that. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing great. You know what I mean? And a lot of different topics. Anything you pull up someone on the table, I know exactly what the topic is. We can have a great discussion about it, man. So I feel like a lot of people, that's not a skill a lot of people have for sure. And things don't go your way sometimes, and if you're like not stuck in one state, but if you don't think it's possible to exist in other states, places, or like situations aside from the life path that you decided, and you just like, oh, this one is over with. That's why people, you know what I mean, people doing what they do, man. But my thing is like I want to help some people realize more about themselves than they even think they know about themselves. I want to help people get to that mystic Gohan range. You know what I mean? I want to help people do that right there, man. So that's one of the tenets of the channel, man. That's the 1 and 3, back to 2, man. So it's like, yeah, man, you gotta just like have utmost confidence in like what you're trying to do for real. Because it's like, if you're wavering and stuff like that, how can the message like come through to where people would accept it or even respect it? You know what I mean? Accept and respect before you even absorb information from whoever's trying to tell you anything. Because it's like, again, you can hear you can hear messages from like anyone, anybody, anything. You know what I mean? It's like, why I want to listen to them? Why I want to listen to you for real? So I'll make that I'm gonna make that a priority of mine to like really just lock in and focus to what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to discuss and stuff like that, man. Like I'm trying to make this right here to like 15 minutes. That's not official in me. Like I never, me making those C's, I never say anything like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk, sort of, but not the way I'm doing it right now. But Any case, man, just that's some things I want to provide for people, man. I think it's gonna be really helpful for some people, man, for sure, for sure. We got some, and another thing I want to do is what I said in the first video, like when I made it and cleared out or whatever. Like I'm gonna stop like shouting and like name dropping people because I don't want it to be like, oh, he had to do this, he had to mention such and such name for it to even be a concise, cohesive message, or for people to even want to watch it. It's gonna get them clicks. Sometimes you got to get them clicks because the algorithm, you know what I mean. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But I don't want to make that like a major thing. I said I would be like the shout out guy. I'm gonna tone that down a bit, man, because y'all know Rocky done dropped his joint, man. It's fire, bro. But then some people saying like, oh, he needed to mention, you know what I mean? Like that's ASAP, bro. Like my top, you know what I mean? Like top 10 rappers, bro. If not Mount Rushmore, you know what I mean? He on my Mount Rushmore, man. This may go a little over 15, bro. I try not to do that right there, but because it'd be official if it's exactly at 15, man. Let me try to see. So these particular videos, I guess this could be considered like an epilogue. If I start to like cut my videos, like it's gonna be the epilogue right here, man. Like I tried to make it so you know I'm trying to see exactly what type of video this is gonna be. Like all the topics of my channel that I do, like have a specific name or specific kind. This kind of I'm thinking right now if I make them like exactly 20 minutes or like 18 or something like that, or like 19 minutes or whatever. 19 because it's not who chooses that number when it's the next three numbers on the way to 20. You know what I mean? Like nothing weird, nothing weird. I'm not alluding to anything weird, but it's like if I continue making long videos, like I know a lot of people, bro, and in my ABF episode 2, how I mentioned like TikTok heads, man, like TikTok eyes, man. People have low attention spans these days because I'm just pretty sure it's got everything to do with like there's just like so much offering. You know what I mean? There's just like so much things to like focus on, and you're seeing other people's reactions to certain things, and it's like, oh, because this is their reaction, or because I'm not sure if quote unquote people could be like, oh, I don't feel I'm can like do this for real, like if they just don't do it. It's like back in the days, like I'm Gen Z, but I'm like old Gen Z, so it's like so the way I grew up, man, I take risks, I take chances, man. So like I like talking to people and like figuring out things and adapting. That's why I said Maharaga earlier, man. Like I rock with it, man. Like for real, like because if you don't, man, you stuck in one place and you just kind of wondering. And I think that's where the education aspect comes in, bro. Because it's like if you don't ask questions or like really feel you can handle certain situations, how are you going to get better? How can you prove to yourself or to society that like, oh yeah, I can handle this right here? Unless you ask questions, unless you take that first foot forward. So I want to help people realize that they can do such a thing, man. Because a lot of people just don't have the confidence or think they can because they don't feel their there's like a main character energy in different regards. There's a main character energy to helping other people out. Main character energy, being who people want to like have a relationship with and just like deal with and stuff like that. Main character energy and just like career everywhere, bro. Basically everywhere, but it's like you got to realize there's like so and that's that Tenet 3 because it's like there's so many different kinds of things going on, so many different kinds of things because that life is just like a locksmith. It got to be this right here, or you can only do it this way here, which is a Western thing. Because me being Nigerian it's never been no limit. Like, oh, you can't do this right here. Like, sure, the culture is like nurse, doctor, lawyer, engineer, business, scamming, not your plan, but like, but can do everything. It's written, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. You know what I mean? And that's my thing right there, man. It's just like, literally, So, but aside from that, you know what I mean? Like, some people will, know what I'm talking about. Some don't. Some accept it, some don't. And it is what it is. And I'll do my best. I'll do my best. You know what I mean? But it's just what it is, man. It's just what it is in life and society, man. It's like you got to step out, and that's gonna be one of my main things for my channel for sure. Just like stepping out of certain situations and seeing on like on a macro scale. Macro scale is like instead of such and such like one city, state, region. You know what I mean? All of them. You know what I mean? It's just like realizing there's a lot to do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things to be positive about. and I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna see y'all.